on, YouTube? Um, I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. So you know what that means? It's probably gonna be a little bit long, as I go into it and stuff like that. I've been mulling over it for the past good 12 hours or so, you know, and I didn't want to go to sleep with this on my mind. Joe Smith, knocks out Bernard Hopkins in historic fashion. And it was in B-Hop fashion, you know what I'm saying? This guy, flies out of the ring. I don't know what, he says he's pushed. He's telling us, our eyes are lying, even though you put it in super slow mo, high definition, like 4K, and I think they got something higher than 4K optimization and stuff like that. He's still telling us it's a push, but it's okay. I'm giving B-Hop the benefit of the doubt. For one, it's B-Hop. Bernard Hopkins, the KG veteran who was getting props by Jim Lampley and Max Kellerman and Roy Jones for being so skillful and crafty with the headbutt that he put on, Joe Smith Jr., Mr. Joe Blow, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, man, that HBO commentary was just like, it was just consistent, man. What surprised me is that Roy Jones joined the rah-rah, this is HBO's guys, bandwagon and stuff like that, the way they were hyping up Bernard Hopkins or whatnot. But, to be fair, I finished the HBO feed around the fourth round. You know what I'm saying? I had other stuff to do. I wanted to see the whole fight at least twice, but I saw it good once. And the second time around, the first four rounds, you can make an argument. What was that, first 4 or 5, whatever? You can make an argument that B-Hop, he picked it up maybe a tad bit. He looked a little bit better. But then again, nah. I was like, nah. Because when the first time I saw it, I was thinking, Joe Smith Jr., the guy that's supposed to have been, the construction worker, the average Joe up in here in the USA, supposed to be, I guess trash. That's what I heard. That's what I'm hearing. Dudes, garbage or trash, whatever like that. But from what I saw, man, he didn't do such a great job cutting off the ring. But I mean, hey, he's dealing with a 50-year-old. You know what I'm saying? He was. What's his name was actually probably using his walker to come to the ring. So, he can outwalk this guy and follow him around the ring, He's going to get tired anyway. He doesn't need to cut off the ring. It wasn't that, Bernard Hopkins was actually, nimble on his feet or anything. But, excuse me, man. But anyway, long story short, man, Joe Smith, man, that jab, it was out there. It's not a great jab, but the fact that he was using the jab the whole fight, man, he was putting something in Bernard Hopkins' face the whole fight other than those looping punches, man. I'm telling you, when Joe Smith was ready to fire off, he was ready to do the darn thing. And I think one guy from, I forgot which one guy's from New York, he was mentioning man, you guys haven't seen Joe Smith before, but I've seen him a lot up in here in New York. And he's a power puncher, he's a puncher. And that's what he does, you know what I'm saying? And saying that, man, he remind me of Maidana. Maidana, like minus like half the jabs he threw. You know what I'm saying? He reminded me of Maidana. And then I started thinking about all the other good punchers out there, like Edison Miranda, Ricardo Mayorga, and stuff like that. Because this guy was just like loading up on punches, man. I mean, he was. I mean, he was like, he was using that jabs like a range where I was like, look, stand still, let me throw something in your face, use the jab, then let me just throw a couple of hooks up in there, some bombs, you know what I'm saying, some haymakers, bro. So I enjoyed that, man. And then he went to the body a lot, man. Nobody gave him any credit for like the body work he was putting on B-Hop and stuff like that. Nothing, man. And like how he was like walking with them with the punches and stuff like that, and how he was following up with the left hook. He'll throw the right, follow up with a hook. I mean, you see that combination he put on B-Hop before he like got knocked out of the ring. Yeah, man. So they say this dude's trash and stuff like that, but that's what B-Hop looked like, man, when he was flying out of the ring, man. It looked like somebody was throwing trash into the trash can, man. The dude just dropped like a sack of turds or something like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how old boy moved. He was like, I don't want that shit on me. You know what I'm saying? Just replay it back, man. Because it was like 4 or 5 people there, and then B-Hop was like falling out. Nobody even cared to like embrace him or break the fall a little bit. I mean, that shows the love they have for B-Hop, man. That shows the love they have for B-Hop. Because check this out, bro. You remember when Manny got laid out cold? I'm telling you, if Manny had like flew out the ring when he got knocked out by what's his name, Marquez. Did you see the ringside official? He had his hands out like he wanted to dive into the ring and save Manny from his face hitting the canvas. No one was there to save B-Hop from his head hitting the back of that pavement. And I could have sworn the people that was picking them up, they had gloves on, man. It was like, man, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that. You know what I'm saying? I know, man. I used to have dogs, man. I used to have to pick up their poo. And I did it with gloves on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pick up their poo without gloves. So, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And them dogs, man, you know how they look at you. They looking at you, and you're looking at them. And, you know how the ears, like, they perk up and they tilt their head to the side and they're like... And you just read their mind when they're looking at you, looking at them. They got the... Man, my dogs, they had the pretty eyes. Those dogs look so cute. And they probably thinking to themselves, like, why are you picking up my shit, man? And that's what B-Hop was saying, man. That's what B-Hop was saying when he was down on that concrete. He's like, man, why the hell are you touching me? I got this. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, don't you see? Yeah, man, he was laughing at us. That's what he was doing, man. Making up that stupid ass excuse. But, yeah, man, he was making up that excuse, talking about he injured his ankle. Classic B-Hop. We gotta remember B-Hop's past, as being an armed robbery. Him and Teddy got a criminal past. To say he made something of himself, but you can actually say he stole a lot, you know what I'm saying, from the general public. But, crafty, dirty, whatever you want to call him, Joe Smith deserves all the credit, man. He deserves all the credit. And, people want to... See, it seems like people want to throw him under the bus, but no, he's not going under the bus. He's going to get a new pay. He's going to get a big payday. I think they're going to do something down in New York, wherever he comes from. New York, Long Island. Probably do something in New York, Jersey. It don't matter, man. You got this guy, Joe Smith, man. Joe Smith Jr. You don't get more American than that. This is good for boxing. To me, man, I'm not even going to get into it, man. I'm not even going to get into it like that. I wanted to get into it like that, because to me it's sort of like I'm just gonna hint at a little bit. I heard a little bit of I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's focus on Joe Smith and his accomplishments. What is he? Where does he go from here, man? I think he's gonna supposed to be fighting some guy, O'Sullivan or something like that. I don't know. He's gonna be probably fighting somebody next. I don't know, but to be honest, I do give him a chance against Adonis Superman Stevenson. He has a puncher's chance against Adonis Superman Stevenson. Adonis Superman Stevenson is 40 years old. Okay. And you gotta think about it. He's knocking people out. He's getting them out early. But that Williams cat, man, he was probably like the only dude that had like knockout power. But the dude wasn't. He was playing it safe. And I don't think he ever went against anybody that was like reckless or willing to go. Well, this willing to let's wing it, man. Let's wing it, and it seems that's what Joe Smith does, man. It seems like he's winging it. He knows he's got a big punch. He's trying to land something. He's like those Middle Eastern guys, Mark Gassiev and Atur Beterbiev. As far as punchers is concerned, and how they throw their punches, and how they trying to get dudes out of there with reckless abandonment. I say Joe Smith was one of those guys, man. It's the only guys I could think of that he's close to that's like active right now. So, Bernard Hopkins, definitely a Hall of Famer. I'm just messing with him and stuff like that. Just making fun of him a little bit in his performance, man. He gonna be who he is as a man. He got to deal with that at the end of the day. And then at the end of the day, he ain't stealing nothing from nobody. You know what he is. You know what I'm saying? If he got you once, and you willing to let him get you again, then that's on you. Because I was saying to this dude, man. Check this out, this guy at work. I was saying to him, I was like, man, this dude B-Hop, he's funny, man. He's jumping out of the ring. Here he goes, jumping out of the ring again. I didn't see the fight at work. I'm just saying, I just saw the Bleacher app feed or notification or whatever like that. I'm like, man, this dude jumps out of the ring again. Got knocked out or whatever like that. And I was like, man, that's typical B-Hop jumping out of the ring. And then I also mentioned that how a lot of people didn't have much faith in Joe Smith, man. You can't go. The dude has like an 80% knockout ratio, and he was knocking out his last few opponents. Obviously he's got something together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people don't pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? People are hurting people. It don't matter where it's like baseball. It's certainly. You got the minor leagues and whatnot, but a lot of those guys in the minor leagues, they're developing. That's what they're doing in the minor leagues. They're developing, their skills and stuff like that. So when you got a guy that's like consistently hitting home runs, or his connect rate is like very high and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like the dude's landing kind of high with them power punches or something like that. This dude constantly getting on base, and he's constantly hitting them out the park. Yeah, it's the minor leagues or whatnot, but at the same time, you're starting to think, I was like, man, what can this guy do at the next level? A la Joe Smith Jr., what can this guy do at the next level? And he had his chance versus Fanfara, and you saw what he did. Yeah, he might have been coming out of the minor leagues, the little circuit up in New York. New York used to be. Isn't that where the where's the Kronk's gym at? Was that Detroit or something like that? Or New York, or whatever. But anyway, long story short, New York is probably one of the meccas of boxing. At least it used to be. And stuff like that. And you have some, guys that Paul and Malignaggi, Zab Judah, and quite a few other people that came out of New York. Hell, you got Danny Jacobs. He's still active. He's active, about to fight GGG. He's coming out of New York. So some good guys. They come out of New York, man. And this guy's coming out of New York, and I don't know, I might as well just say it, man. What I'm gonna do, get in trouble. I think it's because he was, probably, because he's a white guy. You know what I'm saying? So he's like a nostalgia now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it used to be a lot of white guys in boxing. At least when I talk to white guys, they still talk about Kelly Pavlik and the Klitschko's. Not to say that they got a bias, but I like I said, man, and I don't blame any guy. I was like, hey, it's not a league, man. It's not a football league or something like that. We got helmets on and stuff like that, and you cheer for the mascots and certain players and stuff on like a team. You're just rooting for the team in general, but you're rooting for individuals, and so. I root for Joe Smith, man. American, New York guy. I'm rooting for him. B-Hop legend. He did his thing. He was. I think he was trying to make history, but then again, I think Adonis Superman Stevenson would have wanted to fight Bernard Hopkins. I think he would have wanted to be Bernard Hopkins' last fight. A 39-year-old man going against a 52-year-old man. I'm pretty sure Adonis Superman Stevenson was probably thinking that's probably easy work. I can do that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it in Quebec. Yeah, B-Hop, let's do this. Oh yeah, I come down to New York. Let's do this, man. Let's make this happen. You get another shot at the title that you probably don't deserve, but it's your last fight, so you say. You know what I'm saying? And let's be honest, man. This wasn't B-Hop's last fight. It wasn't his last fight. He was lying. He was lying. When he hit the back of his head, he's probably thinking to himself like, damn, what am I doing, man? What am I doing? I'm about to lose my damn mind. About to crack the back of my head. And so, he's out of the game, man. He's out, man. He's out. But I think he was, I have to say, man, it was easy pick. He thought Joe Smith would be easy pickings. Come on, man. Let's be real, man. Some people thought B-Hop would be able to be cagey, be slick, and get Joe Smith out of there. At least not make it competitive. They had some wacky scorecards on there. But, yeah, man. B-Hop, Hall of Famer. Finishing off with Joe Smith. Wish them all the best. I think I got everything off my mind, man, about Joe Smith. I'm wishing him the best, man. I'm wishing him the best. Welcome to the sport. American guy. Mason Menard couldn't cut it when he stepped up against Beltran. But we got Joe Smith. He knocks out Fonfara in impressive fashion. Then he got a TKO in historic fashion versus Bernard the Executioner, a.k.a. the Alien Hopkins. Okay, you guys let me know what you think. Shout out to Casual Boxing Fan. He gave me props for a comment I left on his video. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, this whole fight with B-Hop and Joe Smith. So, that's what's up, man. Alright, man. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for listening. Alright, I'm out.